Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've had our delivery of stock for the week and I've managed to grab Spike after his shift and the TP-Link Armada Gigabit VPN router for an unboxing and a quick description of the setting that we're actually going to use this. So Spike, can you start the unboxing for us?
No problem. So, nice little router.
So what's it made of, Spike? Is it plastic?
No, it's a metal case router.
Yeah.
It does have the typical equipment security lock on the back, and it comes with a little power pack.
Has it got your standard installation guide in there if needed?
There is a standard installation guide in there if needed. However, I do recommend you use the Armada controller because it's centralised management. The reason we've got this particular router in at the moment is to actually take network load from CCTV equipment off of the main network. And the reason we do this is it makes it easier to deploy and just use somebody's broadband, allowing this little router to control the cameras.
So can I ask you, is it just for CCTV what you'd use it for?
No, it's a multi-purpose VPN Three-Wan router. What that means is it can take 3 different points of internet access, balance them out, and is particularly useful if you have outworkers that need remote access in, or you want remote access in to a network that's behind a firewall. Maybe this would be a solution, but it's a very cost-effective solution. It doesn't need the Wi-Fi. It does deliver things like DHCP protocol, and is particularly useful if you don't want to add extra load to somebody else's network. With CCTV cameras, you can put all the cameras on a LAN side, allowing only one side to distribute the load upon request.
So I don't know whether people are familiar with the channel. Wizards implement Wi-Fi networks, structured cabling,
CCTV,
and CCTV,
and long-range bridges.
Yeah. So if you can just hold it up for everyone, just have a look. Fab. Is it quite sturdy? Is it heavy?
It feels like it is what you would call commercial design.
So is this quite new to TP-Link? How long has this been out on the market, or have you just stumbled across it because it was perfect for this job?
It was more the fact that this particular item has got a price point which matches this job very, very nicely. And on top of that, it's actually quite a well-performing router. I have deployed it 2 times in the past.
Any fault calls out to it?
No fault calls out to it at all. The only thing I would say is she's a little lazy on startup. So for any engineers watching this, please do give it the typical 2.5 minutes for a full start cycle.
Oh. So can you show us what you've got on the back there, on the ports?
So on the back, all you have is a typical 12-volt socket. Again, 12 volts is very useful in CCTV, and I'm sure if there's any camera engineers out there, they'll understand why. Consequently, with its price point being so reasonable, it's a perfect solution for what we need.
So on my other videos and the blogs that I write for Wizards, we're not stuck to one brand. We don't always use TP-Link. We don't always use the Orbeez or Netgear. It's all about price, what's good for the job, what's good for the customer, and what works. So give us another spin round of the unit. Anything else that you want to tell us about it? What do you reckon's inside then?
Well, I'm sure that's all inside. It's probably just a microchip, but some of the other unusual features is it does have a USB socket.
And what would you use that for?
Well, this is a good one. This can be used for a variety of things, one of which is you can plug a USB memory stick in, which give you a little bit of network memory, a little like a NAS drive or network storage, or It's compatible with quite a few printers, so it can actually act as a print server as well if deployed on a network.
Okay. Any other features? Let's have a look at the box, the original box that it came in. So, what's it boasting about? Go through some of that.
Okay, on the front, Gigabit Compatibility, that's the latest minimum standard of traffic throughput. That is just pure network speed, and that is the minimum most networks are at the moment. Multi-WAN input allows for multiple different ways of connecting the internet to the device.
Yep.
And balance across them.
Yep.
Moving on to IPsec tunnels, this is inbound VPN. So if you're an outworker and you're trying to get some information off an in-house server,
Yep.
this is what you need for a secure connection.
Yep.
We mentioned this earlier, which is load balancing. As you can have up to 3 different internet connections simultaneously on this,
Yep.
it will balance across and provide failover. And lastly, cloud management is to do with the Armada controller. And if you haven't seen it,
You've said before,
download it.
actually, that that's really easy to navigate around, isn't it?
It's not too bad. I would suggest a little technical training or understanding. Other than that,
What's on the back of the box? Any other bump? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Look, I'm going to get this video up. If I've got time to get out on site with the guys, I might go and get some pictures or a little bit of video of it in situ. But thanks, Mike. You're free to go home.
thank you very much.
Cheers.
Good night.